Hello friends, good morning. So in this video I'll be talking about the second part of metabolism. Yesterday we have discussed till the glucose 6-phosphate that is formed from glucose 1-phosphate by the enzyme phosphogluconeutase. Okay. Now this glucose 6-phosphate can be a source for the pentose phosphate pathway. Okay. And this pentose phosphate pathway, in pentose phosphate pathway there is no ATP production. Okay, there is no net ATP production in pentose phosphate pathway. Then why it is important so much? Okay, it is important because this pentose phosphate pathway have the oxidative and the non-oxidative phases. Okay, and during the oxidative phase there is a generation of the compound called as NADPH and also the ribose sugar. Okay, so this NADPH is a very useful compound in respiratory burst, as I told you yesterday, and also in antioxidant defense system, whereas the ribose sugar becomes a substrate for the purine synthesis, and this purine is very much important in the synthesis of the DNA. Okay, and this glucose 6-phosphate can also be converted into the free glucose by the enzyme glucose 6-phosphatase, okay, which is the enzyme of glycogenolysis as well as gluconeogenesis. Both of that pathway it is favored by the glucagon and is activated when there is a low blood sugar level. Okay, and this glucose can be phosphorylated into glucose 6-phosphate. This process is a enzymatic reaction of the glycolysis. Okay, and the glycolysis it is favored by the insulin. Okay, this glucose 6-phosphate can be converted into pyruvate. Okay, and the conversion of a 6-carbon containing compound into a 3-carbon containing compound is called as glycolysis. This process is called as the glycolysis. Okay, and when the pyruvate become a substrate for the formation of the glucose. Now since it is a non-carbohydrate source, and if the carbohydrate is made out of the non-carbohydrate source, that pathway is called as the gluconeogenesis. Okay, as I told you, this gluconeogenesis it is favored by glucagon during hypoglycemia, and this pathway it is favored by insulin. One more thing, okay, this conversion of glucose into pyruvate is independent of oxygen. Okay, it is independent of oxygen. Only the fate of pyruvate is decided whether it will go on the dependence upon the oxygen. Okay, and this pyruvate, if there is an absence of oxygen, we say